Hello everybody, welcome to our YouTube channel, Bundabes. If you're new here, we welcome you. Please subscribe and give us a thumbs up because that will help our channel. And if you have already subscribed, thank you so much. We really appreciate the love, and we hope to keep giving you content that you're going to enjoy. So I'm Pomeza, this is Ngobi, we are the Mdabes, and today we are talking about how stuff that you don't deal with before you are married affects you when you are married. So when I say stuff, I mean like issues that you don't resolve personally as a person before you get into your marriage. So things like if you're an insecure person, if you grew up in an abusive home, where you experience abuse, sometimes if you don't deal with that trauma, then it comes out when you're married and you see yourself doing it and you're like, how did I get here? It's because you didn't deal with the issues before you got married, and you didn't realize what you saw abazali bakho doing is what you automatically do when you are grown up and married. So it's important to tackle those issues before you get married and make sure that they don't come up, because then kumosheka izinto mase kunjalo. So sizoqala ngokuthi indlela esikhuliswa ngayo, the way we are brought up affects how we act when we are older and when we are married.
True.
Uyavumelana nami?
Ngiyavumelana. Sanibona igama lami Ngoba kaMdaba.
Oh wow.
Savumelana baby. Savumelana lapho ungajump ama stages in your life. You know, because then they will come back to haunt you. Ubona umuntu esesemshadweni but indlela adansa ngayo eclubini, you know, iclub ugcina yena before iclub ivala. uNkulunkulu yes, ushadile, yes. uNkulunkulu amblesse ngabantwana, maybe let's say 4 or 5. But still usafeel need ukuthi every weekend I must go out. So abantwana bakhe, they miss those Friday nights, movie nights, pizza nights and all that. How you conduct yourself almost say with relationship or girl, it's totally different from when now you are saying now I am going to build my empire. Kunama issues osungakadili nawo, usungazipreparanga for that contract. That's if you understand also the contract. Because again, you just met this guy and useplanile ngempilo yakho, sekwenze konke, he's got a t-shirt, and then sekuma stages sokuthi manje ufuna unkosikazi. And when there you come, nihlangane at some club or wherever, you sing this hunk and all is nice. Spoiler is there, but akawashorisha my intentions like. When uba in love, and then the next thing because you always this momentum, your proposal, you plan it in advance, like indoor years prepare, you know, you create
because it's expected that the guy is the one who's gonna ask the girl.
You know, so that process somehow it's meant value knock you off your feet, like you'll never see it coming. You understand? So it's either buy you a car and then like, oh, is this man? And then send your coat and will you marry me?
Of course you're gonna say yes.
Of
course you're gonna say yes.
So those are the things. And then immediately you are caught off guard. Already sungene with contract that you're never ready for, and a contract that you do not understand. So it is very important to tackle your issues. When you get into a relationship, don't just say, no, I'm just trying.
Yeah.
You know, think of your future.
Don't waste your time.
Don't waste your
Plan
time.
Your future. If it's not going to benefit your life, then don't do it.
Then, yeah. It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
You always check with it. Okay, how do we handle our differences? Uma kumnandi senza kanjani? Awapha amanye ama-sides. So don't just meet a stranger and then you just focus on things that make you happy. Yeah, well, also focus on other things as well. Which okay, you must you know, who makes an effort. We understand. Is it going to be me all the time? You know, does he know how to say sorry?
Very important. I think what we are trying to say is, yes, people will call this premarital counseling before they get married, but I think it's important to start with that while you're in the relationship, because premarital counseling is once the guy has proposed and it's like, okay, we're gonna get married, let's go get premarital counseling, and you do that for 2 months and then you get married, and then it doesn't take 2 months to sort out your issues. Like we didn't get premarital counseling before we got married because we don't believe in therapy per se. There's nothing wrong with
therapy.
There's nothing wrong with getting therapy, but
the work starts with you. I mean, that person could stand there and say, okay guys, this is what you guys do, and for your marriage to work. But if I don't see it that way, I'm not gonna do it. You understand? And not doing it, then that means the therapy was just a waste of money. I should see you as someone I want. You should see me as someone you want. You know, because then once we agree on that, then there's compromise. There's respect. You understand that? Then now you become golden to me. You know, you become my only hope and the only thing I have in life. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So going there with therapy, it's good, guys, because actually I've got experience in marriage. It comes once in a lifetime. So therapy assist in that sense. You know, if really you haven't had time and, you know, you know, it's not the same, you know, you might want to sit there and listen to that person and give my pointers on how to take care. Because among situations are common, is that some of us, by the time we decide to get married, like to marry or to get married, abazali basuke bengasekho. You know, so uthola ukuthi abakuyali awuyalwanga ekhaya, like uma wakho you know is not there to tell you ukuthi okay, uma ufika emzini this is what you do, or your grandmother is not there, or umkhulu wakho akekho ukutshela njengendoda unkosikazi uphathwa so then you cannot rely on friends for that kind of information. You know, then you need counseling. You know, but advice.
So I think what helped us is that we were able to tackle our issues while we were still in the relationship, you know, phase, and fight and make up and, you know, learn about each other, and it's important to be able to, like he's saying, to humble yourself to your partner. So the relationship basically sort of like strips you naked.
Yes.
It strips you naked, and then, but you have to be willing to strip naked. If you're not willing, then you're not gonna win. Are you willing to strip yourself naked of your ego, of your pride, of everything, you know, for the sake of building from scratch with your partner? It takes a lot to in your relationship, a lot. And you know, lo muntu azi everything about you, azi your weaknesses, azi your embarrassing things, azi, you know, stuff that you wouldn't have wanted them to know about your family, about your parents, you know, stuff that, you know, you wouldn't just tell anyone. So it takes a lot to open up, and actually also, depending on how you see your partner, to take what they are saying to you, because sometimes we look at our partners and we highlight all the bad stuff and we think I'm better than them, you know, and we don't work on ourselves. So I think where this conversation should start in a relationship is that once you start picking up certain things that maybe don't make you feel comfortable about your partner, if maybe you're in an abusive relationship, which is not a good thing, that stems from somewhere. So depending on whether you want to help your partner or not, but not at your expense, but you need to try and address those issues. So it starts with which is what we said in the last video. In the last video we were talking about in-laws, you know, finding out what type of family they have. That conversation again goes back to the way they grew up. How did you grow up? What type of parents were your parents? Were they there? Were they absent? You know, those things play a big role in how we want to grow and protect ourselves when we are older. So it's basically the communication again.
Yeah.
Goes back to communication being very, very important. So izinto that we don't talk about and that we see happening, that those things are going to kill our relationship.
Tina, it's been, we started as buddies, man. Like, you know, everything was like, you understand? So it was just small. So we felt to look, I think I know more about you. And remember, we started in 2007. So yeah, well, so yeah, but it doesn't mean we're perfect. You know,
No.
this is for life. Like, you're forever trying. Even the ones that do not work, make no mistake, those people are not failures. You know, it's just that it's a phase. It depends how you drive your own car.
It depends sort of cuts. It depends ukuthi loyo muntu mhlawumbe ohlukene naye yena ubekephi empilweni yakhe wena ukuphi empilweni yakhe. So maybe you guys are not on the same wavelength, so it couldn't have worked.
Okay, let's take it back to those habits before you get married, the habits that you bring to your marriage. I guess if umuntu private, or rather let's say umuntu nama-friends amaningi. You understand? You've got a lot of friends when as a person. You know? Kumele understand ukuthi uma usupropose-iwe usuzongena emshadweni, you might have to compromise that a bit. You understand? Or if that's not the case, involve a partner yakho kulezo zinto. We understand. Yazi mina nginabangani abaso, hey lona ngangifunda naye endaweni ukuthi, hey lona ngangifunda naye endaweni ukuthi blah 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 blah. Obviously you can't name all of them, but akakwazi ukuthi umuntu who's outgoing. You understand? Outgoing. If umuntu uthanda ukutexta maybe in the middle of the night for whatever reason, or what, you know, find a way yokuthi involve naye. You know, so that you don't get this thing, no, but you can't change me. You are trying to change me. You understand? Yes, I'm trying to change you because I do not understand what you are doing. You've never invited me there, but you are saying we're a union. We are best friends. So in them I understand, obviously I feel comfortable with you. Because that's when you're cutting me. We understand? So if umuntu onabangani abaningi bamacheri mjidi, you understand, like, get your girl there, you know, involve her. Hey, Lona, she's been very instrumental in. In fact, I think we need to visit her. Or let's invite her over, man. She's a gem. She's jazz.
You must have the same circle of friends.
Yes.
Friends need to now be in the same space while you guys are together, so that there's no stuff that comes up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those things, you know, izinto ekumele usiprepare kuzona uma usungena emshadweni ukuthi it's not going to be about me anymore. Yeah, if ekhaya begcina wena ukukhuluma, let's say maybe there was maybe misunderstanding or an argument, kugcina wena ukukhuluma, fanele understand ukuthi njengamanje uma sengemshadweni fanele ngithi ukwehla kancane ngizwe i-opinion yomunye umuntu. So you can't take who you were exactly 100% and then uthi uzongena nako konke emshadweni. You understand that it's not gonna last. You understand? So fanele understand ukuthi yabona lo muntu if ngempela ngiyamthanda, njoba besikhuluma ukuthi lento iqala before you step into the marriage, maybe just one step before. Uyabo ukuthi ucheck ukuthi what am I willing to give here? Am I really willing to give my entire 50% to that person? And now is willing now to give the entire 50% to me? Well, to make this 100. Yeah, you know, because if okwenzanga lokho uzofuna ukuthi marriage ibe ngalendlela wena ufuna ukuthi ibe yiyona. And maybe omunye angavuma ngaleso sikhathi still in love and whatever the case might be. And then uma senishadile ke manje senihlala ndawonye like 24/7. Then things slowly seziyashintsha ke manje. You understand? And then that's when now we are rebella manje ukuthi ayibo phela when you met me like this. You know, we must be very careful on these things that you say when you met me, I was like this. Yes, but is it a marriage? Or we are sharing things now. And also to understand, especially Machita, you need to understand we are equal here. It's unfortunate. If it's so unfortunate or fortunate, I don't know, but we are all equal. Yeah, umuntu wesifazane might not have the physical strength and ways of pushing and bulldozing ways and going to win. They are emotional beings, but they mature quicker than us. So sometimes uyakwazi come down just when uchacharach there. No, but you know what? Just keep this day, and see if tomorrow you still feel the same way. Yeah, but so they've got ways, they've got ways. So it's very, very important to try by all means to understand it's not about you. Without them, we understand that like you are likely to crumble as well. You understand that there's a balance there. We need to find a balance there. Who are these people? Because I feel sometimes we still do not understand that species. We need to give ourselves time. You understand? You're not a slave or whatever. You shot umuntu ophilayo ongenzeka futhi uthole ukuthi they way smarter than you. Ongenzeka uthole ukuthi they've got all the qualities ezingathatha wena to the next level empilweni yakho.
Yeah, that was
How many points there?
Yeah, so I think basically this conversation, guys, is just about waking you up. Some issues that you might be experiencing. It's just issues that a person figure now that they need to resolve. So it's time to sit down and talk about those issues. Where do they stem from, and deal with those issues so that moving forward doesn't become a headache in your marriage. I think that's basically what this conversation is about. If there's abuse in the marriage, if the person is willing to work on themselves, where does it stem from? If it's insecurities, you're going through each other's phones, you're doing stuff that's causing stress in the relationship, why are you being so insecure? Where does it stem from, Were you told that you're not pretty? Where does it come from? It comes from somewhere, and then you need to deal with that, If you can't communicate, why can't you communicate? Is it because, when you were growing up, you were told, tula, unama rights, all that stuff, they play a role in how we act as adults. So we're basically just saying, some things are not, to a point where you have to get divorced or break up. Some things are just about sitting down and facing your demons. It's you and your person. You're married to this person for life. So you might as well, tackle these issues head on. It's not easy. I will come Nandi to talk about these things. They cause a lot of tension. Sometimes you just don't want to talk about it, but for you to get through it, you need to talk about it. So a lot of things that you were saying also, your habits in the marriage, things that you did before you were married, sometimes they can't unfortunately cross the line over to your marriage, because then you're just asking for trouble, But it's important to talk about these things before you get married, while you're in the relationship. It's okay. No, siyagroova manje ne kumnandi, but masesifika at a certain level, what's going to happen? You're not going to leave me in the house. No, it's our kids. So let's figure it out together, Let's make time to go out together. Let's have the same group of friends, so that when we are having that, friendship time, then we are both in that space and there's no misunderstandings, especially if he has friends that are girls or I have friends that are boys. Luckily in our case, that's not the case. So we've been okay with that. It's not easy, guys, but it has to be done if
Welcome. Another controversial issue, man. I really have to address this one because it's also in the center of our problems, right? Guys, there's what we call religion and culture. Marriage, nasekubhildeni umuzi, you cannot do without those. If you are not clear there, you must know which you're just gonna fumble. So what I'm saying is, if we're Christian, ufuna ungena emshadweni, before ungene awukonsulte nomfundisi wakho. You know, elders mhlambe nasesontweni include abazali bakho. We understand that, like, uzama ukuthi uyithandazele lento le, uzama ukuthi ucele guidance, bakutshene yonke lonto da. You know, if umuntu wesiko, it's very, very important, you know, to consult with your ancestors. You know, you involve your ancestors, you know, in everything you do. Buza abantu abadala. You see, please hear me out here. There's a difference between muti and culture. There's a huge difference between culture and muti. There is no problem or any misunderstanding that you can fix, family misunderstandings or family problems that you can fix with sangoma or muti. There's no problem that you can fix with muti or involving Zangoma into that thing. You must know which now you're just starting something else. You know, problems were fixer will involve my elders. Home problems and partnerships and stuff like that were fixer will involve my elders. So I know people jump these stages, always prepare, and then I figure and then it's hot there, and then someone says, yo, you know what, I don't know, I know a mother somewhere there, you know, go there. We understand that Utu's solve my problems, a partner yako. You must know which you started digging.
Another great
Yo. There is no problem. Including your family, ongayifix ngomuthi. None. So guys, let us be clear then. You know, let us just be clear on that one. You know, if we lost or if we partnership yako in a problem, the best thing to do, if we are sonta, hambo connecta nonkulunkulu wakho, khulume nabafundisi bakho nomama basenkonzweni namakhehla senkonzweni. If awukho mnandi kakhulu esontweni, khuluma nama ancestors, shisa impepho zonke lezo zinto ukuthi hayi umakoti wenu lo engaze mlethele ngathi kunenkinga bapho gogo. You guys have been there. Guide us. You understand? Ukhuluma nanobaba wakho saphila noma wakho saphila. So it's very, very important, guys, to prepare yourselves and also know ube nama mechanisms. You know, also can use when things go south as well.
Yeah, that's a very valid point. I also want to add again that that also stems with once you start doing that, it's because umuntu is not willing to deal, like he's saying, with his own or with his or her own issues. So now, because they don't want to deal with their issues, you go find help somewhere else. It's not going to help. It's going to make things worse. So in the relationship, be willing to open up, be willing to and deal with your issues. That's the only way you're going to solve anything that's happening. If you take other routes, you're opening a can of worms that you're not going to be able to. Yeah, so that was our 2 cents worth for today. Let us know what you think. Let us know what other topics you want us to talk about. I know that there were topics from the previous video that you guys asked us to talk about. We will be addressing those soon. But there's a lot to talk about, so we're just trying to get some stuff out of the way. Don't forget to subscribe and to put on the notification button so that when we do post, you know that we are posting. And of course to like. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you guys, thank you so much.
We'll
guys,
see you
we
again
love you
next time.
guys. Let us have this conversation.
Okay guys, till next time.
Bye.
Bye.